excited to be here with you. Please let me know who's here with us. I'd love to see where you're coming from if you could put it into the chat. So thank you so much for joining us. So I am Dr. Eboni, your board certified developmental and behavioral pediatrician. Hey Dr. Pam, thank you for watching. It's great to see you here. And I am here to help you parent more compassionately, consistently, and confidently. Through my videos, programs, and books, I help parents to better accept, understand, and support their child's development so that they may reach their personal developmental potential and so that their family may live happier, healthier lives. So tonight we are going to be talking about the 7 mistakes that modern parents make and how to fix it, of course. So we're always talking about problems, but we're also going to be talking about tonight our solutions. Hey everybody, remember Greensboro, North Carolina. Hey Janet, thank you for being here. Remember to put where you're coming from into the chat. Hey Dr. Lucci, thank you for watching. And so first of all, I would love to thank Ronnie and Lamar for giving me the wonderful opportunity to speak with you tonight. Thank you. I'm very appreciative of this opportunity. So we're going to be talking about the modern mistakes that parents make. Okay, Houston is in the house. All right. So definitely as parents, I think we often feel that we make lots and lots of mistakes. Do any of you out there feel that way? Sometimes I do, for sure. And I think things have changed over time. You know, certainly kind of our village, so to speak, has become smaller. Oh, good, we got Atlanta here in Orange County, California. Perfect, y'all welcome. And so things have changed. You know, it used to be, I think, that we had more extended family helping to care for our kids, and things are just different in terms of social media being out there. And so we're going to just talk about some of the ways that parenting has changed, some of the mistakes that we often make, and what we can do to fix them. Hi, April, coming all the way from New York. Perfect. So that being said, I'd like to start by telling you what you already know. Certainly, parenting is by far the most challenging job that I've ever had, but it's also the most rewarding. And as you know, we bring that baby home, but he doesn't come with an instruction manual. And we really just do the best that we can. We learn as we go. We take the bumps, we take the bruises, and we keep it moving, and we do our best. Certainly, we would want to make less mistakes, but we kind of have to know what to look out for so that we can circumvent them, right? And so that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about some of the common mistakes that modern parents make and how to fix them. And for those of you just joining, please put where you're coming from in the chat. And also, if you have any questions about what we're talking about or about child development or behavior, please put them in the chat and we'll kind of work through them as we go. And if we have time at the end, we'll address them then. Okay, and so again, for the people just joining, I would like to thank Ronnie and Lamar for allowing me to talk with you tonight. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Perfect. So that being said, we all want what's best for our children, right? Certainly we do. And I think one thing, and y'all gonna get me because we're on social media right now, but I think sometimes technology takes up too much of our time, and that takes away time from other things. And I know we're on here right now, but my argument is that we're learning, right? And so we're learning, so it's okay for right now. But I think that we are so distracted that we often can miss important opportunities to really be present and to really be mindful of what's happening all around us. And so some of those opportunities that are missed include things like mealtime, bath time, and our commute. So instead of just using that opportunity to be present with our children, talk to them about their day, and to learn about what's happening, sometimes we're scrolling through Facebook or social media, we're texting, we're checking email, and so that's one of the biggest things. Those are the time killers, and that's taking time away from our families. Hey, Dr. Leisha and Dr. Portia, thank y'all so much for joining. And so that being said, how can we fix it? We have to actively plan to get rid of it. We have to say, you know what? This is dinner time, and we're going to have a device-free dinner time. That's our rule at our house. At dinner, we can't have cell phones. We can't check email. And honestly, the vast majority of the time, the world is not going to end if those messages take, 15 minutes for you to respond to them. But certainly, you have to do what works best for your family. But if you're mindful of it and you try very best to schedule the times where you will have device-free time, then I think it can work. Hey, Dr. Sam, thank you for coming. So that being said, we gotta work on not always having devices. And so, we have a 6-month-old. And so if we're talking and playing and we stop doing that to look at our phone, he fusses. So even at an age that early, they know. And the same thing is true with your teen. If you're in the car with the teen and they're looking at their phone or whatever, of course that's what teens do. But if we try to actively engage them and we put our phone down for a minute and try to talk with them, then they're more likely to tell us what's going on with them. We're more likely to learn about their friends and what's going on at school. And so we just kind of have to actively do those things. So that's number one. I think we are too focused on technology. So number two, we are just too busy and overscheduled. That is true for our kids and for ourselves. And so that being said, I know some of you, and I am guilty of this too sometimes, we have meeting after meeting after meeting. We have to go here, we have to go there, and it's every single night of the week. Hey mama, I'm so happy you're here, welcome. And so that being said, we have to actively say, okay, at least one night per week, we are going to not have activities, or at least 2 weeks per year, say winter break and summer break, we're going to not have busy time because we overschedule our kids so much that they don't have time to play. They have no time to relax. They don't have any time to spend with their family and friends. Hey, Kenny. Hey, Tony. All right, so for those of y'all just joining, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Dr. Eboni. I am your board-certified developmental and behavioral pediatrician. I help parents to parent more compassionately, consistently, and confidently. Through my videos, programs, and books, I help parents to better accept, understand, and support their child's development so that he or she may reach their personal developmental potential and so that their family may live happier, healthier lives. So again, I want to thank Ronnie and Lamar for giving me the opportunity to be here and speak with you. So look, we have someone in Michigan. Hey, Dr. Sam. So put into the chat where you're coming from and if you have any questions. So thank you for joining us today where we are talking about the 7 mistakes that modern parents make and how to fix it. So the next one is we want to be our child's best friend. I'm guilty. I want to be my baby's best friend. I do, but I know that I can't. Hi, Angela. Thank you for coming. That being said, as parents, we want to have close and nurturing relationships with our children, but we have to remember that we are their parents and we're not meant to be their best friend. You can be their friend, but to be their best friend, sometimes what happens is you don't allow for the structure, routine, and consistency that children need. Sometimes boundaries are not set, and that can lead to lots of problems at home, at school, with their behavior, with limit setting, etc. So we have to be very mindful of that and careful to avoid that if at all possible. And so that being said, that's regardless of their age. And this really becomes true when you're a teenager because you want to have that open communication, but at the same time, if they don't respect you as a parent, and respect what you say and respect your rules, you know, that's when legal things can come into play. And so we just have to be mindful of that. And I say all the time that my mother is my best friend, you know, and I mean that. And I won't tell y'all how old I am, but that being said, I think that she has always been my best friend, but I haven't always been her best friend, but the boundaries were there. The rules were there. The structure, consistency, and routine were there, and that's what's important. And I think that it hurts our feelings and our kids' feelings to tell them no and to really implement our rules if they're our friend and we don't really take heed to our role as parents. So the next thing is, you know, we are parenting very well for the present and perhaps not so much for the future. So before y'all jump in on me, let me explain what I mean. Hi, Dr. Dre, thank you so much for coming. So sometimes we can be so actively focused on getting our kids in the right school, in the right activities, meeting the right people, you know, all of this stuff. Sometimes we are focusing on making them an excellent student and making sure they get into the #1 college pick, but we might not necessarily be making sure that we are making them into good people. Those that are compassionate and empathetic and respectful and good citizens and good co-workers and ultimately good mates and parents. That is what our goal is, not just to have a smart kid that gets all A's and gets into their #1 choice. We want to populate the world with good people. Hey, Dr. LA, thank you so much for coming. And so how do we fix this? We do it by what we talked about before. We won't overschedule them. We'll be mindful of what they're doing. We will correct them gently and with compassion when they need it. We will allow them to have volunteer activities where they can see people who might not have as much as they do and to better appreciate what they have and to learn empathy for other people. What we can do is also is if we see someone who needs help, we can help them. We can model this behavior for our children. We all know they do what we do and not what we say. And so we have to be a model for them. Let's help them be good people, not just good students. Now, we can fail to be in the moment. Hi, Tamika. Thank you for coming. Y'all be sure to put in the chat where you're coming from. And so for those of you who are just joining in, let me reintroduce myself. I'm Dr. Eboni. I'm your board certified developmental and behavioral pediatrician. I help parents to parent more compassionately, consistently, and confidently. Through my videos, programs, and books, I help parents to better understand, accept, and support their child's development so that he or she may reach their personal developmental potential and so that their families may live happier, healthier lives. So again, thank you, Ronnie and Lamar, for having me and giving me this opportunity to speak to your audience. All right, we got the Virgin Islands here. Who else is representing? We have people from all over the world. This is so exciting. And so we fail to be present in the moment. That's mistake number 5. And so that kind of goes back to overscheduling ourselves, being too reliant on technology. London, oh wow, in Chicago, this is so great. Hey, Dr. Cree. Hey, Camille, thank y'all so much for joining. And so I know that I'm guilty of this. Have y'all ever been at the Grand Canyon or Niagara Falls and you find yourself live streaming or taking pictures instead of actually being in the moment? I know I'm guilty of this. Or that perfect picture at the park while your child is playing instead of actually joining in and playing with him, right? And so that being said, we've got to not miss this opportunity. So how do we fix this? How do we fix this? We fix this by being mindful of it. So much of this is just keeping in mind what we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to avoid. So if we're mindful that we want to be present and mindful and appreciative of what's happening around us, we've got to try to do it. We have to say, you know what? We're turning off this phone. We're going to enjoy this. And this is also a great opportunity to communicate more with your children. Like you're there and you have the opportunity to say, wow, Isn't this beautiful? Can you tell me what you like about this? Are you having a good time? What do you think Grandma would think about this if she was here? Just use that opportunity to converse. Hi, New Orleans is here. Perfect. And I see my hometown, Jackson, Mississippi is in the house. Okay, good deal. And so that being said, we can say when we're somewhere beautiful or on vacation, we can say, okay, we have this amount of time to pose, take pictures, and then we also have time where we're just going to appreciate the beauty of where we are and the beauty of the time that we have together. Okay, and so that being said, the next thing is sometimes we expect and we require our children to be older than they are, or like little adults, where they're not little adults. They are children, and we have to understand that. And I think sometimes there is a mismatch between parent expectation and child ability. Let me say that again. Sometimes there is a mismatch between parent expectation and child ability. And what I mean by that is we can't take our 2-year-old to see Black Panther and expect him to sit still for 2 hours. He can't do it. We shouldn't expect him to. And so again, we have to be mindful. What can our children actually do? What should they be able to do? And we have to honor and respect that. Okay, and so we have to be careful not to require more of our children than they're able to do, because that leads to frustration, disappointment, and tears unnecessarily. Hey, Dr. Nee, thank you so much for joining. Hey, Dr. Tony, thank you for being here. And so for those of you who are just joining, I would like to thank Ronnie and Lamar again for giving me the opportunity to be here. And our last one, number 7. Sometimes we are guilty of living through our children. Hey, Florida. Hey, Nadine. Thank you for coming. So yes, okay, we get it. You wanted to go to the league, but it didn't happen. And that's okay. We can still have fulfilled lives. Hey, Dr. Donna, thank you for coming. That being said, we have to be so careful not to put our own desires and our own dreams onto our children. We have to allow them to have their own dreams and to explore their interests, okay? So yes, you wanted to go to the NFL, but you didn't quite make it. That doesn't give you the right to force football on your child when he wants to be in the band. Like, allow your children some freedom and some flexibility to explore their wants, their desires, and their interests. So that being said, let's kind of recap the 7 mistakes that modern parents make. The first one is that we can be too focused on technology. The next one, we are too busy and too overscheduled. We want to be our child's best friend. We parent for the now instead of for the future. We fail to be present and to enjoy the moment. And we expect and require our children to think, behave, and function like an older child or an adult. And lastly, we live through our children instead of allowing them to live for themselves. Hey, Dr. Dina, thank you so much for joining me. Do we have any questions? I would love for you to put them into the chat. Let me know if you have any or any comments. Thank you all so much for being here. So let me reintroduce myself again for those of you who are just joining. I am Dr. Eboni, your board certified developmental and behavioral pediatrician, and I help parents to parent more compassionately, consistently, and confidently. Through my videos, programs, and books, I help parents to better accept, understand, and support their child's development so that they can reach their personal developmental potential and so that their family may live happier, healthier lives. So y'all be sure to go and grab your free bonus. You can find it at brilliantbabybonus.com. That's brilliantbabybonus.com. BRILLIANTBONUS.com. brilliantbaby.com. So anyway, go there, grab it, because who doesn't want their child to be more brilliant? And so this bonus, thank you, Dr. Tony, for putting that in the chat. So y'all can go and grab it from the description or grab it from the chat. I want you to go there and get that, where I give you my tips on fostering and stimulating your child's development. Again, it's at brilliantbabybonus.com. 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 And so, Dr. Dina, I saw that you had a question. Let me see. How do we allow our children to enjoy technology without getting addicted? Thank you for that question, and that is huge. So it's my opinion that children under 2 should not regularly and routinely have any screen time at all. I know, let me block, I know, but that is my opinion, because children learn best from children and from other people and from interacting with the environment. And I think for older children, some technology is fine, but I think you have to place limits on it. For example, we can have 30 minutes to watch your favorite TV show after you have done your homework and done your chores. Structure, routine, and consistency is absolutely necessary, and we have to place boundaries around it. I'm not saying no to technology, but we have to limit it so that they can have time to learn, play, be creative, get some physical activity, all of that stuff. Okay, so let's see, do we have any other questions? So Dr. Tony says, with parents who are not a unified front, what advice? That is great. So I think that communication is key for all relationships. That's relationships between the parents as well as the relationship between the parents and the children. I think that if there's a discrepancy in parenting style or how to approach a certain behavior or situation, sleep is huge, potty training is huge. Parents really have fallout about that. And it's okay to have different perspectives and different points of view, but I think we have to have a united front in front of the children and talk about the disagreement or the disparity away from the children, so we can decide what we're going to present to the kids, and we'll work on it on the back end and not in front of them, because we have to have a united front in front of our children, because otherwise it turns into a good cop, bad cop. Because if dad says you can stay up and have 3 more cookies and mom says no, bedtime is at 7:30, what happens at 7:30 if you're not united? They're going to go to dad and try to stay up for 30 more minutes, right? Great question. Thank you so much. I hope that answers it. Let's see, do we have any other questions? Let's see. Thank y'all so much for being here. Okay, I don't see any other questions. I see Dr. Sam says that she's guilty of a lot of this. I am too, and the thing is, we have to be mindful of it, right? So let's see. D says, I'm a grandmother to a soon-to-be 2-year-old. I know this is his sponge stage, so how much should I be teaching him? I say teach him all day, every day. Honestly, every moment is an opportunity to teach. You know, whether we are having our bath, having a meal, use every moment to communicate. Make sure that your grandbaby hears lots of language all the time. That will help to facilitate his communication skills and his social skills. That's a great question. Use every moment as a teachable moment. But the trick is, we don't want to sit down and require him to sit at a table and be still for 30 minutes. He's 2. So remember, for every chronological year, expect about 1 minute of attention span. So your 2-year-old grandbaby probably can pay attention, give or take a minute or 2, but that's okay. And also, we want to play. We want to play as we teach. We don't want them to feel like they're at school. You know, like if we're trying to teach cause and effect, then we can press the button, see it light up, and hand it to our child. Oh, your turn. How did that happen? And make it fun and make it a game. And no matter what you're doing, if you're cooking, you can have your baby, you know, put silverware into a pot. That's teaching him how to work on his fine motor skills. That's cause and effect. The spoon drops and hits the pan, it makes a noise. So every moment can be a moment to teach. So I say teach all day, every day, and look for opportunities to teach. Thank you so much for that question. That was an amazing question. Thank you so much. Let's see, do we have any others? That's right, Dr. Donna. The media exposure is a recommendation of the American Academy of Pediatrics. Perfect. Do we have any other questions? No? Okay, well, y'all, tonight we talked about the 7 mistakes that modern parents make and how to fix them. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to be here with me. I hope that it was helpful for you. Please share this with your family and friends and anyone that you think could benefit from it. I am Dr. Eboni, that's E-B-O-N-I, not Y, your board certified developmental and behavioral pediatrician. I help parents to parent more compassionately, consistently, and confidently. Through my videos, programs, and books, I help parents to support their child's development so that he or she may reach their personal developmental potential and so that their family may live happier, healthier lives. So please go and grab your free bonus. You can get it at brilliantbabybonus.com. That's brilliantbabybonus.com. You can go and grab it from the description at the top or in the comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you again, Ronnie and Lamar, for having me. I've had a blast. I hope that this has been helpful to you or someone that you love. And so until next time, take good care. Bye-bye.